could run the option, but there are other plays available. And as they take their time, there's the Gragas. And what's it going to be alongside? It is the Lulu, so that's the comp after all. Protect the double lift.
It's what won them. Much more stylistically accurate for CLG. The Bard plus Twisted Fate on top of the Ezreal and Elise. It's all about forcing picks. It's stopping TSM from grouping up. It's eliminating the death ball and never letting them group.
Big finally appear here for Huhi in the counter pick.
Okay. Double match point for Counter Logic Gaming to be back-to-back North American LCS champions, to hope to redeem themselves from Worlds at the mid-season invitational in Shanghai. This could be the game that sends CLG. Meanwhile, with the lineup on your screen right now, TSM, they have to win this one and the next one to get their 4th championship.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
The picks and bans have evolved in this series. We get to see our first Trundle,
the finals, what could be the last. Coming to into this one, hashtag TSM win, hashtag CLG win, whichever team it is, they're gonna put on a great show. Let's hear it for our finals because we are heading in to game 4, CLG fighting for the win.
It's a great word. This has been one continuous fight. And a lot of these games, just super long, super chaotic team fights. CLG, one game away from the championship, but with a much different set of champions than they've had at any point during this series.
Definitely a different style. We'll see if that's going to work out then for Counter Logic Gaming.
And TSM looking to complete or extend their crazy playoff run. The 6th seed coming in, taking down the 3rd seed, taking down 1st seed Immortals. What an incredible, crazy story it would be for them after the season that they had to be able to make it back, at least extend to a game 5.
Yeah, it really is crazy because what the preseason expectation was for them never showed itself in the regular season. And then it began to show itself in the playoffs. So it feels scripted. You look at the preseason trailer for the NALCS with Double Lift walking up to the NALCS logo with CLG and TSM Chance competing in the background. Then the regular season was all about like Cloud9 and Jensen bodying fools and Immortals doing amazing things throughout the regular season. But at the end of the day, it was TSM and CLG again.
Now
a little bit unbelievable.
About hillbillies with, you know, pole dancing cat ladies, I guess.
I guess that's what happened in the early days.
Yes, trolls. It's like a big fantasy novel.
Standard lanes, everybody gets.
But it is also range support versus melee support. So it's Caitlyn versus Kalista, but the Bard is a stronger laner than the Alistar.
Do they miss a minion a little bit slower on Krugs? And they do.
Okay, small CS lead here. We're going to see some damage come through. Stixxay dodges the Peacemaker, and the harass comes through. Oh, Stixxay missing last hit there, and I'm casting last hits. That's good.
Hey, it's so important.
Level 2 combo! Aframu's in danger, flashing away!
That's why you cast last hits, freak!
Because when you get enough level 2 comes in, the immediate combo comes in, burning the summoner flash from Aframu. Yellowstar taking his ignite, but now Afro can heal back up with his 3 potions and his hot chocolate.
That was close.
It was close. If Double Lift flash Q'd autoed, you actually would have gotten him.
Here comes that Elise pick from Smithy. Focusing first on mid lane now.
Flash gold card.
Ooh. And a flash away from Bjergsen keeps him safe.
He wasn't quite close enough to get a very fast stun. He flashed, and then it was a half-second kind of before he threw the gold card. But even then, as long as Bjergsen's willing to flash the first gold card, he's not going to die.
You can always reactively play.
Oh, meanwhile,
another flash.
And Smithy doesn't take the risk to flash over the wall and go for the Q execute, even though he's wearing red buff. Svenskeren heal flashes, jumps away.
Yeah. That's one big thing. That's one big thing that Elise always has. If she has brush control, if she has vision advantage, she can land cocoon combo.
But keep in mind, it's now flash advantage for CLG overall, and now Smithy can flash cocoon Bjergsen with no counterplay into a follow-up gold card. Now Smithy can be the initiator, and this is dangerous for Bjergsen.
Definitely so. That's why he's prioritizing warding right now. Warding up the top side, going to even recall.
Well, he's got someone to teleport, so grab a Doran's ring, grab some potions, and we'll see how much Bjergsen keeps us off afloat.
Yeah. Now that we finally have a 4 TP game, both teams have to be very willing to all in on bottom lane skirmishes. Since it's standard lanes, 4-man teleport, we so often see games determined by one fight bottom. Here goes the gank top, though. They
Early
get a
flash by
Scared
Darshan.
to follow.
Still hit up by the body slam flash, bit of damage from Svensker, and a couple more hits will do it. Wheeling in the dive. The last javelin hits, and that's first blood for Svensker into the top lane.
Huge
strikes
play.
again.
That's the first pick prioritization that we were expecting to see. That's the Nidalee value. Faster jungle clear than Xmithy. Xmithy had tried the counter jungling, and he gets up top lane. Darshan also trying to bully with the early Trundle pick, unable to do so.
Can
Aggressive gank pays
Smithy
off.
do anything bottom? They're pushed up into a really good spot for TSM here. I don't think he can go for it.
Unless
TSM
Yellow
going
gets aggressive.
Arcane shift away on reflex. Yellow
Afro
Star
has
low.
Ignite. Remember, Afro has Ignite.
They could try to go for this one. Elise coming through the wings. Will they find the play? Double lift low on HP. No mana. Has to flash away from the cocoon.
Yep, good there. You always throw out the Q first. There's the off chance that the AD carries a little itchy with the trigger finger there on the flash and jumps at the first animation, but double lift holds.
So a down summon as well, but look at the minion lead right here. Double lift is winning the lane matchup. They both took a jungle camp at level 1. They both came into the lane, and double lift is out CSing Stixxay. Caitlyn already has a better top end than Ezreal, so I am worried a bit about CLG's damage output overall. And this Darshan puts in another 900 DPS game, or DPM game.
Yeah. I do think the mid-game spike, though, if he goes Iceborne Gauntlet, Muramana, Ezreal, would be where CLG would try and take their edge. Twisted Fate would be teleporting around with a lot of burst at that point. I think that's the game that CLG is trying to get to.
The Nidalee counter jungle, even after having to blow his flash early, Svenskeren doing well for himself in the early game.
But despite the kill, keep in mind that Darshan's actually winning in gold right now over Hanser. He's actually destroying this lane map.
Yeah, he was before that too.
Sure, but you're seeing the gold is practically equal, or was a second ago, despite a 600 gold first blood. Nice stun by Aframu, just walks in and hits Yellow Star for 27 casual gold and freezes the wave as best he can, which means 1 melee and 3 casters will live. And he also knows that brush is working.
You love to see that as an AD carry.
Man.
Can the cannon minions save?
If your support takes the whole wave for you,
he saved the
honor
cannon
that
minion.
guy.
He saved the cannon minion last shot there. I think
Darshan still has no flash, but he is playing respectfully of the gank.
He knows that he should
Svenskeren snuck around, so Darshan would be expecting to get ganked here.
yeah.
This is just such a bad spot for Darshan. He has so few options.
Really smart play.
Yeah, thankfully for him, top lane wave is going to push in anyway. Hanser can't freeze it, so he will just end up shoving anyway. Darshan will get some minions after all. Looking for a play up on this side, but I think the Trinket Ward would have spotted the CLG invade, so they won't catch Svenskeren on his way back down.
Yeah. Huhi now going to have to retreat down to Aframu.
He's got reinforcements close by, gets whimsied, but has gold card up. Can he reach anyone?
It's Kaido.
No.
The gold card's going to
Ouch,
time out.
ouch. He's got to be careful. Gold card did time out, and in comes Yellow Star, and a beautiful explosive cast to buy some time. But Smithy
And the bar stun.
back onto Yellow Star to get away, flashing from the javelin, running for his life. He should be getting away. Great cocoon to slow down Sven. Gets
And
away.
good dodge.
All right.
I thought it was really clever of Huhi to pop his Twisted Fate ultimate as soon as he realized he was getting ganked, so they knew where everyone was going to be approaching from and what CLG could invest to save him. And they invest just enough. They stick around. They end up getting away with 2 flashes and the TF ultimate, which it was looking a lot grimmer than that.
Yeah, good evasive maneuvers there, but still come out behind. And Nidalee, whenever she forces just a base from you, is going to go take something out of your jungle. This time it ends up being the red buff.
And saves the pounce long enough to not get stopped by the traffic cone. Sorry, Darshan, you don't have any ruling around here. Forgot the word. Jurisdiction. That's what I was going for.
That's his own jungle. His jurisdiction doesn't even extend into his own
Nope.
jungle.
Italy.
It's his own top lane.
Jurisdiction.
Italy has
Italy.
jungle jurisdiction.
Always. Don't you even talk about it any other way. Svenskeren allows Bjergsen the blue buff as the queen of the jungle.
Yeah. Bjergsen and Huhi.
They lost their beach ball, so now...
Yeah. Now they're saying half of CLG's mid laner's name. That's 2 syllables, guys. Come on. All right. Well, meanwhile, Say, oh!
So, well, this point is a point that Double F wants to abuse, and CLG know that, so they're bringing 6A down bottom. It's the tier Ezreal versus the BF Caitlyn.
This is the single worst item disparity you're going to have in this matchup. Tier versus BF sword, but look at all these people.
Down extra friends.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of roaming during this item discrepancy, and Yellowstar has been matching the roaming, so really Stixay hasn't been punished whatsoever.
Anyway, teleport coming in from Bjergsen. He'll see if he can get anything done with this one. Smithy does not have flash, but he does have magical journey. So that is a summoner teleport burned just from the aggression of CLG.
Yep.
And look at all this time who he gets to push mid.
Gonna lose minions down the mid lane here. Who he gonna get some extra damage there as well. TSM tries to get back up.
Yeah, CLG playing with a lot of confidence. It was looking a little close when TSM all into bottom lane and made Aftermove flash away, but since then, they've kept that lane close. They've gone tier, they've gone catalyst, and they're kind of stacking up for their mid-game power spike.
TSM now have to play really defensively because not only does Huhi have teleport advantage, but he also has Twisted Fate ultimate coming back off cooldown. So he can make a play on the other side of the map and then teleport back to mid lane without even giving anything up. This is all CLG. The beach ball is now in their court.
And Darshan has the teleport advantage as well. But beach balls are not. Jurisdiction still Svensker and gets the Krugs in the top lane. Still has half the red buff up. That's never been cleared yet by Xfinity. That won't respawn yet.
Yeah. They really, nice
good
juke.
dodge by Huhi.
Italy with that first blood money is so scary. Wherever Svenskeren is on the map, CLG have to respect it.
Yeah.
The early completed challenging smite, full runic echoes.
Right, and that's the difference in build. Keep in mind that Smithy had gone for the Tracker's Knife, for the wards, and Sven just wants to fight you.
Yeah. But they saw him mid lane, so they make a quick push on bottom. Nice, some minions, teleport advantage.
Here comes the play. Ezreal comes across. They land the stun and a double lift. A whole lot of damage piled in. Stixay still putting it in, and the kill is picked up for CLG. But they've traded back. Yeah, Smithy did fall down, and the turret's still hitting Huhi. He's taking a lot of damage for this one. They've got to be careful because Kraken is still pushing the top lane.
Bjergsen on the way.
Is coming down.
They want the gold card to fall down, then he'd go
forehand. Going for the assassination, won't get it. They stun up Svenskeren. They're re-engaged. The Glitterland picks it up. TSM winning 2-for-1 in that fight while Kraken still pushes the top lane.
Hotster's teleport did just come off cooldown too. That looked like such a good map play by CLG, but they could not get the kills as quickly as they wanted, and it's turned bad for them.
Yep, and that's going to be the turret traded as well. TSM will recoup the losses there, even up the turret score.
Wow, that play needed to work for CLG. And whenever you send 5 people down bottom lane, you need to get clean kills and a turret because you're leaving so much open space for the other team to counter you. And here, so the Bard ultimate lands.
There's also an early cocoon here. Smithy doesn't quite get that, but it doesn't really matter since the Bard stun lands and it overlaps.
Yeah, so Yellowstar actually tanked the majority of Stixay's damage there that delayed the kill on a double lift, and then looked like Xfinity came back down onto a Caitlyn trap or something. Spears lands throughout, and the long run there by Bjergsen. He gets the E down and then is able to kill him with a glitter lance, I believe.
Yep.
Yep. And they just continue on. Plus getting a turret, that gives a gold lead from TSM out of a pretty nasty situation.
Huhi found Nemo. And it took his life.
Wow. That's not how that movie ended. Spoiler alert.
I haven't even seen it.
Finding Nemo?
Nope.
Wow. That's unfortunate. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, audience. The sequel's coming out like next year and you haven't seen the original. How dare you?
I probably won't see the sequel either.
That's fine. I probably won't either. Boo. Yeah, okay. CLG, though, do get a dragon for their troubles despite losing the earlier team fight. CLG, though, still down about 2,000 gold off of TSM, making a great play in the bot lane. Getting +1 kill and a lot of farm. And the matchup that Darshan was winning earlier, he's now down about 20 minions under Hanser right here. This Gragas in a pretty good spot now.
And I think it's really huge, just the kill distribution that went over there. Double Lift was able to pick up a kill while getting 5-man dove. That's the opposite of what you want to happen when you're CLG. A kill also goes over to Bjergsen. So the core team composition did get the right kills for TSM here.
And the core has been moved to the mid lane, just like CLG were doing in the first few. Double Lift BF Sword Zeal walks in the mid and says, okay, you guys switch your spots. Double Teleport will be up very soon. Bjergsen's isn't far away. Hanser's is up. So the 1-3-1 has begun. And how well can CLG even hold this mid lane? Svenskerin's here with the buff as well. These minions doing plenty of damage, and even more from Double Lift.
Yeah, and there's not much that CLG can get from their split push since Twisted Fate, who he's down on the bottom side, just going to try and push out the lane. CLG do everything they can to just clear minions at the moment. TSM, they have the potential to dive still since they keep prioritizing this Alistar pick, and CLG have to respect it.
Jeez, Svenskeren taking the Wolf camp because Smithy killed a ward of his. Now the Gromp's gone as well. There's so little gold that this Elise is even allowed to grab. It's level 10 to level 8 in the jungle matchup.
This is why it was so perplexing in the last match when TSM picked the Graves over the Nidalee.
Oh, but they did see Nidalee on a ward, so they're going to try and dive Haunter here. Trundle out to cut through resists.
And now Darshan taking some damage. The team's going to come through a magical journey because teleport comes in for Bjergsen. And Traffic going back to TSM off for now.
I think the teleport was necessary to save his life.
I agree.
Yeah, but right now, who he's going to pressure bottom, he has his ultimate as well as his teleport available.
Someone's got to walk over the next 15 seconds. That wave's going to crash into the turret. Svenskeren is still jungling very, very quickly, and he's taking a lot of gold away from what could have been Xmithie's. So we'll see if other waves can be denied. Right now, no one's hitting bot lane. It's going to be Doublelift walking over late. But that will be a wave denied and a slight bit of turret damage on the bot side. So good split pushing by Huhi to get some of that done.
Yeah.
The rest of the map under control for CLG. Turret score is still only 1-1. Those have been equalized. It's been farm and champion kills putting TSM ahead.
Yeah, and right now CLG just kind of waiting on their stacking items of the Rod of Ages and the blue Ezreal to really max out on the purchases they've already made before they try and force something really hard with Twisted Fate Ultimate.
Well, that's a lot of poke on a stick say though. It's going to be a little bit difficult for CLG to hold on to this.
He's fine, full range.
They probably maybe even Ezreal ult to clear this wave. Yeah. They did it.
Most of that. Good job.
Looks like it is going to be the Titanic Hydra for Darshan in the top side as well for the early health for if the team fight does break out.
Yeah. We have been seeing a lot of Ravenous Hydra actually in the last couple of weeks here.
Yeah, in Korea and in Europe.
Yeah. Back on track with the Titanic here for Darshan. Yeah. You built that on Jack's way back when.
Just health is such a good early and
they're going for the play.
And they've got the ulti onto Yellowstar. Will there be a follow-up? That answer is no, but Svenskeren get around, gets knocked around, hit up by the Lulu ulti and kept alive for a bit. After lower on health,
huge!
3-man knockback onto Xmithie. He gets exploded, Doublelift gets the kill, the 4th of the game for TSM.
I just thought that CLG were going to wait for their stacking items, but they forced this fight, and it's turned around on them really well by TSM.
Yeah.
That's going to cost them. TSM punish heavily.
Without huge burst damage on Huhi, just the Rod of Ages, they have to be so clean with their initiation. Someone's got to block it.
Okay, Huhi does, but that was dangerous. Plenty of damage dealt back and forth.
What a mistake.
Yeah, they just didn't have the burst because, I mean, Bjergsen can just run over, get the ultimate onto Svenskeren and save him easily.
Definitely unnecessary force there from CLG, and TSM very happy to see that. Punish them very quickly.
Yeah.
Take out 2 turrets and the entire red side jungle here. Giant gold lead now for TSM, looking to push this to game 5.
So they saw they had Svenskeren out of position, but Bjergsen covers so quickly. The Bard ultimate only caught the Alistar, so as soon as the play doesn't work, they have to back away, but it's kind of too late. Haunter gets a beautiful ultimate, chained into Yellowstar's CC. They don't even let Xmithie go up into his repel because they also get the polymorph off. What a massive play for TSM because this game is all about abusing your item power spikes. For CLG, they needed the Iceborne and the Mermana as well as some more damage onto Huhi, but they had neither of those things.
Yeah.
And CLG would need to get even later into it, but they had the gold lead so they could play aggressive.
Now the map is wide open for TSM as well, and Bjergsen does have the Frostfang for the extra ghosties to catch someone out. Even if you don't kill them, you know, bringing a summoner or getting one of the teleports to be blown from CLG really means a lot for them.
Definitely does. We'll see if TSM can make that happen yet again here. The team with a, well, 4,500 gold lead at 18 minutes is certainly sizable. TSM up 2 turrets as well. They've got to feel good about this game.
Yeah.
As you said, Kobe, looking to push it to game 5.
And they have a decent amount of vision control too, which is very, very good. Right now, they do have to keep in the back of their minds that there are the cooldowns from CLG with the double teleports, as well as the Afro Mu ultimate.
Wow.
He can catch someone out.
And it only cost him body slam. Meanwhile, bot lane was already getting pushed, so the CLG play means nothing. The TSM play gets them their 4th turret of the game.
Things are falling apart a little bit for CLG. Their playmaking is not giving them the plays they desire. The Twisted Fate ultimates have backfired more often than not, and that one cost them a turret as well as some pressure on this side. Darshan's trying to get something back and would think about a TP, but they're down 6,000 gold, and TSM especially has been the team fighting thus far.
And it's been good. We'll see if TSM can keep these team fights going well, because Counterlogic Gaming have only picked up 1 kill so far. And that's not a good number to have. Even if CLG can win games with less kills, you don't really like to. It's so nerve-wracking. More of the jungle taken away. And even though the number of CS between Svenskeren and Smithy is not that far apart, the actual number of camps taken away is, I think, ridiculously different.
And it's really interesting with the jungle because you don't just compare flat numbers. A lot of those are taken out of Smithy's jungle so that Smithy then fills those numbers with other lane minions, taking more away from the team, right?
Or it like kills the small bites of, like that's 4 CS, but not worth 4 times as much as a red buff steal.
It's 2,200 gold is the difference between those junglers alone.
All right.
That's where it shows up the most. And then all the solo laners are ahead for TSM as well.
Yep. Well, the power spike's coming in slowly for CLG. 100 mana left on the Manamune, and 1 minute left. Actually, 1.5 minutes left on the Rod of Ages for Huhi. As those come in, it'll help a bit, but TSM has capitalized very well during that building period. Another blue buff for Bjergsen easily and safely, as his Lich Bane's done, so there's the big spike for Lulu online. Counterlogic Gaming are just running out of options.
A little bit. I mean, luckily they are up 2 games to 1.
Yeah.
So
they get the option of a game 5.
Yes, but that's not what they're thinking right now. They're thinking about how to win this game, and they still have a lot of playmaking opportunity. Bardald to get the rotation down faster, Twisted Fate to come in strong, but it's so difficult against the Lulu and Caitlyn right now since they're hitting some pretty powerful points.
Also, the front line of TSM has been great. The Hanser and Yellowstar have so much disruption at their fingertips that they can cause. So if CLG, if they pull off that initiation, it's going to have to be really well layered.
Yeah, the only thing I can see is Bjergsen with that build is void of any magic resistance. So if Huhi would get an Abyssal Scepter or something, you would have
a flash from the Frost Ghosties we talked about. That's that summoner.
Yep. That's a big
also
deal.
Wave, but they're in trouble. They do not have the people in position. Huhi's trying to set up the slow push.
Under fire. Already a Hurricane Infinity Edge before 22 minutes for Doublelift. He's got so much gold. The highest mini kills in the game. Mid inhibitor turret goes down. Then a quick rotation to the top side where Gragas is already pushing.
TSM doing a really good job of keeping up the pressure here. Switching right up to the top side, get more damage on this turret. They made the call to commit Huhi down bottom for a secondary trade, but TSM is going to be happy to get a 2-for-1.
And maybe more. I mean, he's going to have to go back to base eventually. This Hurricane Lulu-Caitlyn combo is devastating.
And right now, CLG have no answer. When they were behind like this in game 1, they found a great double TP flank with an Echo, and it looked pretty good. But this time around, we're not seeing these kinds of plays out of CLG.
Yeah.
The TF ultis have meant nothing.
The first 3 games, we followed the script. TSM playing to team fighting and getting their advantages there, and CLG playing the map, trading objectives in a very beneficial manner. But this time around, TSM have gotten the early lead on the map, and they've kept up cross-map pressure extremely well.
Exactly, and against a Twisted Fate, that makes it more impressive. They've been able to absorb any of Huhi's teleports and turn them into advantageous plays. Even when Twisted Fate tries to split push, they respond in just the right way. So TSM is taking CLG's punches, and they're always there with the dodge and the counter.
It's been really good for TSM. They've now stolen 3 straight red buffs on the top side there. It's got to feel bad for Counterlogic Gaming.
Huhi now completed Zhonya's and the fully stacked rod, so he's looking to be that Messiah-style TF where you teleport in, get the initiation for the team. Zhonya's, try and delay them, you know, bait out some skill shots maybe.
Yeah, but you've
got
so
a risky though.
High persistent damage, double lift Caitlyn with a Quicksilver Sash. You've
also
got Lulu and Nidalee to keep them alive.
Also, that's a very low, you know, split pushing threat. TF build.
No,
like you have, that's almost the lowest split pushing threat.
It's a team fighting TF build, quite honestly, and they're down 6,000 gold where they would actually, you'd think, want the split pushing TF build more. And he also doesn't have enough Magic Pen to burst through Bjergsen in one shot, most likely.
Or double lift, yeah.
Things are looking very good for TSM right now.
This is going to be rough stuff. Stixie had to take a pit stop for a Hex Drinker, which is honestly not optimal. Blade of the Ruin King is the ideal third item for a blue Ezreal here to keep your DPS up, so it's going to get even harder for this Ezreal to get stuff done. Here's the Whimsy on Alistar. Slowed down a bit by the Iceborne Gauntlet Sticks. They will be able to retreat and stay alive, but it's getting harder and harder for CLG to even stand on the map right now.
Yeah, I don't see much damage coming out of this counter logic lineup at the moment.
No,
So
their
it's going to have
whole...
to be a big error from TSM and a lot of tower damage being added.
Exactly. With the Twisted Fate last pick and the rest of their team composition, it's all about getting picks. They need to be able to isolate one person, burst them down, but even when they have isolated people, they haven't been isolated enough, and Bjergsen's been able to come over and shield. This is not built for team fighting whatsoever for CLG, and TSM is sieging them and making them pay for it.
Yeah, no matter how much CLG wants them, Bjergsen can always help picks and keep his teammates alive, so there's really not a lot of options for CLG as they're trying to kill these backliners. That TF last pick to make the dives actually work. The Ez ulti, the Bard ulti, you know, catching up onto those backliners just hasn't really happened. TSM now with 7 turrets down, looking for the mid lane inhibitor itself.
Yep, setting up camp here inside Counter Logic Gaming's base with the traps.
Monster took a lot of unnecessary damage there, but they still have Nidalee heals, Alistar heals, and they're going to push through. Double's caught!
Double is the one who gets caught. Now, is there a re-engage? Plenty of damage down to 1/4 HP. Yellowstar taking up the front lines. Does Counter Logic Gaming have a re-engage? The flash pulverize puts in Darshan, and now the damage on his Fensker and low on health, and that's a really big trundle. A pillar's in, and who does Twisted Fate want? Will there be a re-engage? Counter Logic Gaming looking to group up. Darshan gets popped. He goes in for almost nothing. Just dies on the outside, but a trade back Stixay gets one. Now who he has to run, finds the gold card on Bjergsen, but didn't have the Q up to go for any more damage. Caitlyn Snipe hurts, but it's through Azonius. That's a 1-for-1 jungler for top laner.
Yeah, pretty odd fight right there. A little bit sloppy on both sides, but they do each come away with a kill. CLG at least fend them off for now, but TSM still feeling extremely good about their position right now.
Yeah, and you could see there was a lot of confidence that TSM wouldn't lose a fight from their side just based on the fact that Yellowstar flashed in when it looked like they were fine with the disengage, because the beginning was very good for CLG. They get double lift with a whole bunch of damage, but he doesn't even flash or heal away when coming out of the Bard stasis. Yellowstar flashing in on the tank there.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea, but TSM doesn't pay too badly for it. They do eventually focus on down Darshan, but not before.
Well, I mean, it's as he flashes in for the re-engage here. CLG made a weird re-engage call there where, I don't know, who he teleport? Ultimate really,
he went for the Caitlyn, I think.
Really far down there, yeah.
They all went the Caitlyn, which is why he went for the flash chomp, is they almost had enough damage, but Double Lift, I think, got to summoner heal as well as get hit by the Nidalee and survived through it. Stixay finally got some damage down himself, but yeah, 2-0 on the Ezreal, but there we go, another dragon for TSM. A 7,000 gold lead remains, and that's even with Twisted Fate getting free gold through his passive.
Very true. So the gold lead doesn't extend for TSM right there. CLG, though, still needing to find a way to get the picks. Once Huhi gets his Lichbane, he definitely has much more burst potential. I'm thinking specifically onto Bjergsen. If he can threaten Bjergsen, he hurts the protection he'd be able to offer on a double lift. And Bjergsen is going with a fairly damaged move speed heavy build. Looks like he's working towards Luden's Echo and would still be sitting on just the 30 magic resistance. So that's like the one point of vulnerability I see on TSM here.
Finally, CLG got their own red buff for the first time since the 3-minute mark when the game started. Counter Logic Gaming regaining a little bit of footing. As I look at the vision, TSM have actually lost all their deep wards, but CLG have complete control of their own jungle now. So current vision advantage is towards the red team. CLG trying to climb back in on this one.
And it is difficult for TSM also to bait Baron because CLG, they also have the Twisted Fate ultimate for one reveal. They have the double scrying orbs. And they set up decent defensive vision in their red side jungle. Plus, I mean, anytime there's a lot of poke on both teams, that becomes a lot more difficult to do.
Definitely agree. But the assassination power is actually going up now for CLG. Sheen into Lichbane is going to be next up for Huhi. Randu and Zoman now done for Darshan. You can frontline much longer now against 50% crit chance double lift. There's, again, we talked about TSM not having the highest of overall damage output. It's pretty double lift focused, and Darshan is the guy to absorb that.
Yeah, I'd actually like to see... Oh.
Okay.
He ulted to spot if Baron was happening, and instead it wasn't, and went back in the lane.
Yeah, I would like to see a QSS for Haunter next, just to reduce the amount of stats that Darshan can steal.
Mainly also to just keep Haunter tanky in teamfights, because they need him to be able to frontline with Yellowstar.
Yeah.
And really, Doublelift, until he gets to 4 or 5 items, will have trouble killing Darshan. And that's very critical.
Yeah, I feel like Doublelift is saving a lot of money right now.
It's going to be hard to convert items. Yeah, 1500
yeah.
is roughly enough to turn what he's got now into Mercurial Scimitar.
Is going to be next.
We'd assume so. If it's QSS plus a Vamp Scepter, you shouldn't go all the way to Bloodthirst. That's just a waste of gold. We'll see if what he gets out of this one. It is actually a lower DPS build, though. The fact that he went for the early QSS. Yeah, there's Scimitar all the way done. So it's not quite as aggressive as Stixay's build was.
Yeah.
With the gold lead, they should be.
But again, he's really only afraid of like who he teleporting in on him and landing the gold card. So
I don't think it's wrong.
Pretty good now.
More wave clear from CLG, doing what they can to keep the map under control. And to their credit, they've gotten most of these waves pushed past the midway point. You see Trundle now on the bot side. Darshan, level 15. Still actually 1 level behind Haunter here, so not crazy ahead or anything, but continuing to farm up on this Trundle.
Yeah. The game has definitely slowed down. And I think a lot of that has to do with CLG were the ones trying to initiate all the plays, and TSM was countering. But CLG is mainly just waiting for TSM to try something now and hoping they make a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like actually TSM should be a little bit more aggressive. They have a lot of heals. So, you know, even if you bait Baron and you only get a Twisted Fate ultimate out of it, it's a decent cooldown, and you can just heal up with Nidalee and Alistar and pretty easily tank a Baron, even if you are forced to start hitting it. You know, as soon as CLG show up, though, you have to respect the poke that they do have in the team. And it is always dangerous to group up when you're against Afro Bard. He can try and get a Bard ultimate inside the pit or something.
Not to mention they have to respect Twisted Fate's wave clear. It's hard to get minion waves crashing into the turret.
Yeah.
And if you do lose a fight this late in the game, especially against a blue build Ezreal, their ability to chase you down, potentially ace you, and take a large percentage, if not all of your base, is very real. So I can understand the caution from TSM, but I do agree that they should be pressing a little bit harder.
Aftermove just barely misses the stun on that one, didn't quite nick the wall, and Svenskeren walks away safely. It's worth noting that Ezreal's ultimate cooldown is much longer than it was a few months ago after the nerfs in 6.5 or 6.6.
Here they go. They're doing it.
It's going to be down for a while. He's just a wave clear.
Immediate scout.
Yep, you have to respect that. Good job. Pull off it. You got a cooldown out, though.
They wasted the blue trinket on top of that ulti, though, so that was actually spotted out. TSM knows it's voided right now. They can clear that out pretty easily as the cooldown ticks down. Blue trinkets are all down, so is the Twisted Fate ultimate, so there are no more sort of cheating scouting interactions for CLG anymore. They have to walk in.
Yeah, or they walk up to get a ward down, which they do.
So they walk in for 2 wards down
wards.
now. And there's actually no sweep available for TSM, so
do
they
try
gotta stay.
Look at Darshan's still pushing.
Darshan is pushing, and they're looking for the play onto the Baron. Here's the teleport now. Will they go in? The stun comes across. Darshan's in the pit, looking for damage on his Svenskeren, but Darshan is still alone in this one. In comes Elise. Who's going to get it? The knockbacks come through, and it goes to Counter Logic Gaming. They got the Baron. Now can they run away? It's a 4-5.
My goodness. Smithy with the epic steal. Can they chase down Huhi, though? It looks like they're going to get him.
Q barrel not going to slow, but that javelin certainly will. So that will be 2 dead from Counter Logic Gaming, and Baron or not, that could still be a game-winning push for TSM.
Yes, they got the Baron, but at what cost? I loved the stop of damage on Baron, and it was an epic steal, but the fight afterward is still incredibly important.
Death timers, 20 seconds on Elise, 40 on Twisted Fate right now.
Yellowstar's ultimate is up, so they could tank turrets if they want to. They could just use the tank on this outer turret. And I think that's what they're going to go for. They're going to go for 2 inhibitors.
Inhibitor turret's going to fall easily. Haunter barely even took damage. Now the inhibitor itself, Elise is alive right now, and against Thorin, 4v5 is
They have to respect Twisted Fate, too. As soon as he gets up, he does have teleport.
Yeah, he can show up anywhere. So if you're still in range in 20 seconds, CLG can re-engage this one. Pearson is literally out of mana now. He has no more spells to cast.
Yeah, he needs to recall and potentially teleport back in if CLG decides to continue this. They also have a ward spot for Huhi and the Baron if they wanted to.
Coming up soon.
And they'd be hesitant because if
Here's
they mess
the
up this
TP
play,
and
they lose
Fog.
the game.
He's recalling in safely. He's gone.
Sean is actually very vulnerable.
They're
right
thinking
now.
about it. That's the
There's
TF
the
teleport.
for Twisted Fate.
Where's
He get
Kevin
ulti in
Fate?
afterwards. TP
Afro.
coming in from Lulu. This is the team fight, but look at the damage Darshan's taking. Bard ulti buys some time. Counter Logic Gaming stuns up Double It, but they've already killed off Afromu. Now Darshan in the front lines taking so much punishment. They cannot kill off Double It. That's 2 kills, 3 kills for TSM. Counter Logic Gaming are running, but they get bopped up like a beach ball. And this is going to be who he next up in the front lines. A double kill for Double It. Now does Stixay. His replacement will be going down. Red Spike gets him. An ace for TSM.
Game 5, baby. TSM are going to push up the top lane and take us there.
You got to respect CLG's persistence in going for a play, but that was not the right call. The initiation was too scattered. They were already behind. They had already defended the push. They had stolen the Baron, but they pressed their luck a little bit too far, and that'll send it to game 5.
2 games apiece as TSM fires back in game 4. And it all comes down to one final game.